So you guys know that I am normally very excited to have my friends, other entrepreneurs, celebrities come on this show, and I get jazzed just, getting up and getting the opportunity to do it. Today breaks the mold. This young lady is so special to me. She's actually my wife in another life for sure. We share an amazing, amazing history. I am so proud of who she is and what she's done. I cannot wait for her to share something good with us. Suzan McDowell, welcome.
Hey, babe. Hey.
Go, baby.
How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm better that you're here. That's for sure.
Oh, Lord, you lyric, you sweet talker, you. It's so good to see you.
That's what I did. So great to see you. It has been way too long, but I know I follow you. I see all the great things that you're involved in. A far cry from the days of when you would call me, go,
Listen, I was just telling somebody about you yesterday because I'll never forget when I first, so after you and I talked about me opening my agency, and you approved and I did it. And anyway, so we were at, I worked with this guy for like 2 months on building something, some brand or whatever. And at the end of the 2 months, he ghosted me. And I was like, wait a minute, what happened? And I remember, I think I called you or I called somebody and they were like, well, do you have a contract? And I was like, I need a contract. Like I full on been working. This guy knows I've been working because I'm so nice. I had no contract. And I remember calling you up and going, oh, and you were like, here's a contract. I still use that contract to this day. It's 2020.
And I said it and I meant it. When you were in the radio business and you and I had lunch and you said, I'm thinking of doing this. I was so happy like an eagle to push you off the ledge and say, you have it. You have the spirit, you have the mentality, you're intelligent, you're creative. Sometimes that's what it takes. And you know what? You learn from your mistakes. And, along the way, everything that happened to you had already happened to me.
I know. You're like, oh, look, there she goes, bumping her head. Pow. Oh, look, took her back out. Pow.
So what is the state of the agency today? Why don't you share that with my audience, the name of the agency, what you do, why you do it, because all of that is so good.
Well, okay, so the name of my agency is Circle of One Marketing. We are a full service, minority owned, because I own it, boutique ad agency, marketing agency. We offer public relations, brand management, brand development, media buying. Like right now, I got to go buy some direct mail and I got to buy some radio. And then we offer graphic design. So we're doing a bunch of projects like that. So we're just basically a really awesome ad agency. And we like to say that we make people popular.
You do. I mean, there's no doubt. And you chose to focus on a niche that was underserved.
And I remember you telling me that.
So I told you, I said,
you telling me that. And I was like, whatever.
Well,
what do you know about being black? And then
well, somewhere in history, I'm black. There's no doubt.
I know you got the heart of a black man. I'm all about you.
So there's no doubt. But clearly, you have an understanding of how to market, why to market. I have friends of mine who are specific to the Latin market, and it's just no faking that. Understanding it, living it, breathing it.
That's how people get in trouble. That's why all these big corporations like H&M get in trouble, because they really honestly, truly think that they can come up with something that'll resonate with black people without having any black people in the room. That's some foolishness.
Which is absurd.
That makes no sense.
So understanding that that's the state of the union, no surprise that you have grown the business. You've done some great things. What I'm really interested in is, this has been a crazy time for everybody. It is certainly, nobody's ever been through this. I have people reach out to me and they go, what do you think? And I go, I don't know. I know that I planned and did work through it as if nothing was. So talk to us about, your clients, what was this shitstorm like for you, and how did you pull through it? Because I know people like you are leaders.
Yeah, no, we don't. Well, first of all, I'd like to point out the word shitstorm, and possibly I might use a curse word or two down the line. And I just wanted to like kind of prep you, just in case you were about to get offended, you could unoffend yourself.
There you go. Don't be offended, because we're talking real here.
I was gonna say, yeah, because if you're gonna be offended, then bye-bye. Anyway, so when COVID first started, I mean, we started out, we're having a great year. And when COVID first started, we were barreling into the 15th annual Jazz in the Gardens.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Wow.
Exactly. And Circle of One has been the agency of Jazz in the Gardens since there was zero Jazz in the Gardens. So, I mean, we grew up together. Circle of One and Jazz in the Gardens, literally, Circle of One is 18 years old. Jazz in the Gardens is 15 years old. We literally are cousins. So anyway, all that to say is that, every year, everyone is very aware of how in love with the festival I am. And so, as it gets closer and closer and closer, it's like more and more and more and more and more. And so Jazz in the Gardens was scheduled for March 14th and 15th.
Oh, wow.
You remember that idiot of a president came out on the 12th. I was like, why did you have to why do you have to figure it out today? Couldn't you figure it out on Monday? On the 16th? No. You figured that foolishness out. You figured it out on that Thursday. Ugh. And that's when everyone was like, everything shut down. And so Jazz in the Gardens got canceled on the 12th. People were in town. There was thousands of people in town, but what are you gonna do? Like I remember. So at the time, the whole thing was hand washing. Remember, it started out as hand washing.
Correct.
So the city had devised a way to literally put up over 300 different points of hand washing and or sanitizing all over Jazz in the Gardens. We're like, we're on it. We got it under control. It's like 10 times what it was. And then we find out on the 12th that it's in addition to hand washing, it's really face to face. And that's when the whole thing had to get shut down.
Wow.
Now you're not even talking about something that you can control with, you know what I mean? Like now your hand washing is singular, but the rest of your life is not. So anyway, so everything got shut down. Anyway, so that was some craziness.
Is it rescheduled for next year? Is that sort of the move?
You know what?
Yeah, wow.
The honest answer is I have no idea.
Wow.
I don't know. They haven't said anything one way or the other. I don't know if it's on, if it's off. I need to ask that question, but I don't know.
Wow, incredible. So
and I mean, you know what?
Then what do you do?
So I mean, like, who would know what to do right now? You know what I mean? Like, who knows if we're going to be ready in August, October, November, February, May next year? Who knows? So it's very difficult. Anyway, so Jazz in the Gardens closed itself out. It was very sad. Everyone was very depressed. I remember that day, that March 13th, March 14th. I was like not in 15 years had I not had something to do that weekend. Wow. So yeah, it was sad. I remember going to the grocery store and buying like $400 worth of groceries because, I had to, but I was also so like, sure, I'll have 5 pieces of whatever because there's no Jazz in the Gardens. Like I was so sad.
Wow. I feel your emotion too.
Dude, 60,000 people, Mary J. Blige, Charlie Wilson, Fred, no, what's his name? Anyway, a whole bunch of like a crazy lineup. I'm so embarrassed right now. Oh, the Roots, Jill Scott, forget the whole lineup. But anyway, all of that was so exciting, and it was, anyway, whatever. It's gone.
So I have a question for you. Just the selfish nature here. I love Mary J. Blige. I worked with her this morning. How was I not invited to this event?
Well, okay. First of all, the fact that you didn't know anything, that you didn't see it on the cover of the Sun Sentinel, and you didn't see it on the cover of the Miami Herald is not my problem.
Well, I live in Palm Beach now. I live in Beach. I live in Palm Beach now, so I don't.
Whatever. We're up there. There's always that
teasing.
internet. There's that whole internet thing.
I'm teasing you. I'm teasing. I
I know you are. I know you are.
You're so knowable and fun.
So
that goes away. That's a reality.
That goes away. But we were busy anyway. We were fine. But I did have a couple of events that were scheduled that got canceled, smaller events. But we're luckily, basically 80-90% of all our work was done for Jazz in the Gardens. By the time we get to the festival, my job really is ticket sales. Like, that's what I consider my job. So once we get to the festival, it's kind of like it's busy, but it's, you're going down.
60,000 guess that you did your job well. 60,000 tickets. That's
my job.
Wow.
That is my job, and I'm good at it. Anyway, so then after that, we had so remember when the whole Kobe Bryant thing happened?
Of course.
Remember the whole Kobe Bryant? And then, so do you remember that after Kobe Bryant, they tried to, and God bless Kobe Bryant and Gianna. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of like, okay, we're about to be on a roller coaster.
Yeah, what's going on with this year, man? That's
right. Started with Kobe. Anyway, so remember after Kobe, social media tried to cancel TMZ because they told the story before Vanessa found out.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And then remember after that, they tried to cancel Gayle King because she interviewed Lisa Leslie and tried to pin her down about the rape thing.
I don't remember that, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were, listen, Oprah came out, Snoop Dogg cussed out Gayle King, threatened her. Then Susan Rice, who's up for vice president, threatened Snoop Dogg. And then Oprah came out and said that Gayle wasn't doing well. And anyway, I went through something similar. So I know how evil it is. So anyway, so the whole point of this whole story is, and then after that, One United Bank, we put out the Harriet card. And it was a Harriet Tubman card that was painted by this local Miami artist called Adonis Parker, genius. And the Harriet card was painted by Adonis maybe like 3-4 years ago. And he wanted her to have a universal symbol. So he painted her like this. He painted her with this is a universal symbol for love, right? So he took some creative license with Harriet. I made Harriet do the symbol of love. So now the backstory is we have 8 other cards. This is not a new thing. We have 8 other artistic cards made by this exact same artist. And
credit cards?
Oh, you know what? My wallet happens to be right here.
Well, let me see. Yeah. How cool, man. I love it. Very cool. I love wow.
Look at the numbers. But yeah.
People are gonna go shopping now.
I know. Listen, I'm like, I'll take all the money out. But anyway, so this card is called the Dooney card. Look at him. Isn't he cute?
Cute.
So we have Justice, we have Amir, we have Mona, Lady Liberty, the King, the Queen card. Anyway, Adonis created this Harriet Tubman card. So we weren't sure when we were going to put it out. And then remember when that idiot Mitch McConnell and his stupid boss, the idiot in chief, decided that they were gonna ditch Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Remember that?
Yes, I do. That I totally remember. Wow.
So One United Bank went back to that same painting and said, wow, look, we could put Harriet Tubman on a form of payment, just like the $20 bill. And because we're the largest Black-owned bank in the country, we can do that. We can. So we did. So, but in the meantime, somewhere 2018, the movie Black Panther comes out. Remember Black Panther?
Loved it.
That movie makes me so happy. Let me tell you something. That movie's like,
I'm a little jealous. I'm jealous right
now. I'm like, oh. Anyway, Black Panther comes out, and then remember Black Panther was like this. Remember? This was like the whole thing. So then we so One United Bank puts out the Harriet card like this. That has been created years before by Adonis, universal saying language of love. So anyway, Black Twitter and social media went crazy. And the reason I tell you the Gayle King thing is because we replaced Gayle King as they tried to cancel One United Bank. because of the Harriet Tubman thing. Let me explain something to you. My life, I was like, TMZ called me. I was like, oh! So I was like, TMZ and Huffington Post and this and that. The first person to call me, and I know you will appreciate this, I didn't even realize it was a scandal. I put out the press release. I released the card. I forgot about it. I remember I was on a barge going over to Fisher Island for an event. And I get a call. Hi, ma'am, this is so-and-so from Adweek. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't have a subscription. I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm a reporter for Adweek. I'm like, a reporter for Adweek?
Oh my God.
Me of the degree, the Bachelor of Science in Advertising. I'm like, what the hell? The lady is like, do you realize what's going on social media with the Harriet card? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Because I have moved along. I have done my job. I have pushed it out. And I got to go work on some other client thing. So we're going to get back to that after it marinates, right? That's what you do. It's out on PR Newswire. They got it. No problem. I'll come back to it later. Well, by 7:00, this lady calls me. Hi, Miss McDowell. She goes, you don't realize what's going on social media, do you? And I'm like, what's going on social media? She said, the world is blowing up about Harriet Tubman. And I'm like, why? So she explains the whole thing to me. She goes, this is going to be really, really big. She goes, you might want to get prepared. And I was like, what? And I'll never forget, Terry was supposed to go with me to this party on Fisher Island. And it was for this new play. It was for the new play, A Wonderful World. Anyway, whatever. Terry couldn't go because it hit Terry first. All of the whole cancel thing. We were all like, what? Were you talking about this fabulous card? What are you talking about?
Wow.
You're commercializing Harriet. And how dare you mix, the old with the new, and you're disrespecting. Listen, it was a drama. It was a drama.
Wow. And that's the world we're living in. We're living in everything is a drama. Everything.
Cancel culture.
Little thing.
Yeah. They got to cancel One United Bank. And luckily, the beautiful thing about it is the owners of One United Bank, they have a lot of backbone. They are not afraid, people. They're like, oh, no, because it was true. You know what I mean? Like the story was true. We're not being culturally insensitive. This was painted 2 years before.
And why would they think you would be socially,
I know that was the whole thing. And then the people are like, it must be a white marketing team. I'm like, the entire outside of one super cool white guy, the entire marketing team is black. He's cool.
And they weren't offended, right? So
I thought it was cool, but I'm also more artistic, and I'm on the team. Nobody looked at it and thought, oh my God, maybe this is we're all like, oh, that's so cool. But we've been looking at these cards. This is card number 9. It's either card number 8 or card number 9. This is not that's what I'm saying. For us, there's a whole backstory that if you listen to the backstory, like, oh, okay. So they weren't trying to be salacious with a card because they have 9 other cards or 7 other cards.
So I'm gonna try and reel you back in because I know it's hard.
Oh, sorry. I'll go way far.
It's okay. We keep this kind of tight. I want the audience to know who you are. They obviously see you are an absolute dynamo.
Yeah.
You make me look like I am standing still, which is not easy to do. So we have a couple of minutes left. I want you to share with the audience, and we'll do this again, I promise. I want you to share with people where's your head now? What are you thinking that's good? Because there's so much shit. There is tons of shit.
Okay,
there's the coronavirus. There's Black Lives Matter, which is a big deal, man. It's
which is great. We're in such a good position. Black people are in such a good position, boo. Yeah. Y'all are paying attention. The good news is you're paying attention. First of all, good is always going to win. So, which is what I believe.
Oh, that's the best thing anybody said in this. Good always wins.
Good is always going to win. It's always going to. Now, how it wins and how hard it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like you have to put your back into it. So, but good is going to win. So now Black people have allies. It's awesome. You know how it feels to be the Black person that's watched your ancestors for how many years get their asses beat with dogs and bully clubs and everything, to watch white people outside going Black Lives Matter, to watch Mitt Romney and Joel Osteen be outside like Black Lives Matter. Like 20 minutes ago, Black Lives Matter was considered a terrorist organization for no good reason. And so anyway, all I can say,
so crazy for me because I just never saw it. I just like you and I were in our own world 15 years ago.
yeah, no, but think about it. Steve, the reason that you're so cool is because you know Black people. Part of the problem is that a lot of white people in rural America or wherever, they literally just don't know any Black people. I'm like, if you just were around more Black people in a scenario where you couldn't kill them, is when you'd figure out, oh, look, Suzanne really is a cheese lover. Oh, wow, look, who thought that a Jew is now a Reformed Christian? You know what I mean? You get to know people and be able to decide, well, I don't like people who like cheese. Oh my God, he's a man of Jesus. I love him. It won't have anything to do with the fact that you're Jewish, and it won't have anything to do with the fact that I'm Black. It will have to do with the fact that I like cheese and you're a Christian. And that's where we need to get to. Anyway.
You are unbelievable.
I'm just saying, it's the truth. Anyway.
So who do you want to react to this? Who do you want to do business with? Who should reach out to you? Who can you help?
Okay, so first of all, my cup runneth over.
1 minute.
Okay,
1 minute.
I sold this account last night. Sell dry some water. But we have so much business that is coming. Like I'm needing to hire some people. But my one ask, what I want to do, Suzan McDowell, I want to work for Target Corporation of North America on a multicultural campaign involving Common and vodka.
Wow.
Grey Goose, or actually Tito's. That's what I want. Okay, no. If I want to reel that back in, what I would like to do is I would like to work on a multicultural campaign with Target Corporation.
Okay.
That would be like, oh,
I can help you do that.
Oh my God, let's do that. Awesome. Yay.
That's a great ask. That's something good. I can't wait till everybody sees this. You're a rock star. And I mean this in absolute, perfect honesty, if there is such a thing. I knew you were a rock star then. I'm so happy that you jumped into being an entrepreneur. I hope you're sharing it with everybody you know.
Listen, everything that you help me do, I'm trying to help other people.
You're a serious role model. You're awesome. And when this thing passes, which it will, I am coming down and we are going for dinner, something, man, because I miss you so much.
Something delicious. Let's do it. Wow. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Later.